Hello, 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 my YouTube collective. Welcome back. I know it's been about a week since I've last been in front of the camera. This is being recorded following the Capricorn new moon of 2026. Signs and synchronicities that this reading may be for you right off the top is if you have been running into emerald green colors, if you've been drawn to work with the emerald green healing ray, if you have been running into Holy Raphael, the angel of healing. Raphael, of course, all angels have their own healing abilities and what have you, yet Raphael is very often seen as like the principal healer, the master of master healers, if you will. As well as the name Ruth. Ruth has been popping up in interesting ways in the last several days. And right before I went to record this reading, I had like a notification pop up on my phone that I wasn't normally checking for. And for whatever reason, it showed in a community group message, like the name Ruth. And I've never seen that name before. The community chats hadn't run into that name in forever until very recently, and had a conversation about it yesterday. And now it's popping up as a notification on the phone. So these may be some initial synchronicities for you. The message coming through at this time, in particular with Raphael and this emerald green ray, the fifth ray of healing, associated with healing and manifestation as like key themes, key intentions. There's this, for some of y'all, around the time this message finds you or very soon afterwards, you're going, especially if you have felt in recent weeks that you haven't had as much energy and or focus allocated towards your goals, towards your intentions and the plans that you've either made or that you're seeking to make. Around this now, you are starting to feel breakthroughs with your energy, and you are starting to feel more and more of a natural impetus to follow up and follow through, even if that means, quote unquote, I was going to say the word only, so I'm going to say it, but if that means only putting 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to a project. This is allowing yourself to work with the energy, time, and motivation you've got versus limiting yourself to a perfectly round number of time, a big chunk or block of time. Not to say that you aren't going to be doing that or you aren't going to be stepping further into that, okay? There's no limitations on that. However, we are not letting that be a limitation, and we are not letting that dictate how you work on everything that is seeking to be receiving your time and attention and input, participation at this point in time. So, for example, for some of y'all who have had the Capricorn season that we have just now concluded, and happy Aquarius season, for those of you who have been in the Capricorn season where you really were feeling and receiving, downloads and inspirations about what is the life and legacy you are seeking to co-create, what is it that you want to be experiencing on a daily basis? Like, what is that dream and ideal life that you want? Getting more familiar with your desires as of now. And so that also meant allowing some desires to update, to change, to be let go of, to be claimed and brought in. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Essentially, the Capricorn season was giving you all this energy and impetus to start setting intentions or resetting intentions, setting and or resetting goals, setting and or resetting plans. Yet with this collective I'm kind of reading for, and this is no shade, no judgment, I feel as though there may not have been as much pen to paper or as much typing, essentially as much getting things out of your head and into some written form or some kind of form so that you could build upon it more tangibly and more consistently work with it. I feel as though a lot of it was still inside. And so with this collective, you are going to And if it hasn't happened already, you're going to be receiving more and more of the energy, the focus, the motivation, the inspiration, the impetus and stimuli, whatever it may be, required to follow up and follow through and work on these goals. I feel as though it's this energy of not in an aggressive way, not in a rude way, not in a condescending way. I'm feeling a bit of like I'm feeling in a positive way, a fed up energy, in the sense of, you're fed up with not getting some of these things written down, typed out, whatever it may be. Like, you are like, I need to be releasing these things at this point in some way, shape, or form. And not only do I want and need to be releasing and externalizing them, I want to take it that next step further to see what are the baby steps I can be doing to bring this stuff into form, excuse me. It's this combination of, yes, wanting to write out and create the plan and let the plan be out of you, yet you are also doing so and designing this plan where you are being very attentive to what are practical and pragmatic, actionable steps. It's as if you are getting... I'm feeling with this collective, there's something about the changeover from Capricorn to Aquarius energy, and that this is once again a passing of the baton in a very helpful and collaborative kind of way, and in some ways not rushing the passing of the baton, like allowing for there to be the overlap of inertia and the overlap of energy, and thus honestly fusing and transmuting of them together, of the Capricorn vibes to the Aquarian vibes or energies. And in that space where they are connected and overlapping most directly, this is where this collective is at in this moment, where this Aquarian commitment to freedom, to being your most unique version of self, however out there, however galactic your goals, dreams, and desires are. You're feeling all of that, you're receiving all of that, you're thinking about all of that, while receiving all of that Capricornian drive and ambition to really get on it and be on it, not burning out, but being consistent, like making your dreams happen and putting in whatever is the required quote unquote work. And I like to think of like labor of love, like reclaiming it in a more loving and high vibrational way, or service. In this combination space, this liminal space of Aquarius and Capricorn energies, you are breaking through. It's because these energies are so strong and it's so much all together that you're like, I need to fuse, transmute, and externalize this. Otherwise, I feel as though I'm going to implode with this energy, or I'm going to be overloaded or overwhelmed, and it's going to implode and then cause a burnout. Yeah, it's not a burnout from overworking and exhaustion. It's like an internalized combustion issue where it's like, because you weren't doing what you were designed to do and allowing yourself to function, it's like creating issues. Like, Spirit's giving me the example of when they say, even if you don't drive a car all the time, it's best practice to start it on a regular basis, like at least once a week or every couple of days or something like that, and let it run for a few moments, to kind of keep everything functioning and flowing in proper order, and not letting it grow too still where stuff could, I don't want to limit it just to rust, but you feel me, like where it could just generate problems in its stillness because it's not living its purpose, so to speak. Oh, thank you, Spirit. This is I love this. So it's like you can't resist living your purpose anymore. And if you have any uncertainty about what it is, this is why you're writing things out. This is why you're externalizing it. This is why you're returning to planning, because you're like, I have to live these dreams. I want to live my freedom. I want to live what is calling for me. And calling out to me and reaching out to me. We are going to get some cards for this reading. We're going to get a mix of Oracle and Tarot, as always. So before I start pulling more cards and really building off of this channeled message, summarizing what's on the table thus far is, excuse me, congratulations. You've got the energy, you've got the boost, you've got the support from your soul and from your spirit guides and team in this now to really help you make progress. Allow yourself to, yes, allocate more intentional time in your schedule towards what is seeking to be released out of you and be birthed through you at this time. Yet at the same token, also please do not underestimate smaller time intervals of work and how impactful it can be. For example, Spirit has been, so I've been wanting to put some plans, like typing on the computer and getting them out of me and starting to organize so that I could show up even more successfully and with more joy in my business and my endeavors this year. And with that planning process, there's been a lot going on in my personal life in the last several weeks, and in my environment and space and being in different environments and spaces, which has affected my energy levels in addition to, the physical stuff I've been dealing with in the last 6 months. So with my capacity and with my circumstances, I chose to embrace compassion and really give myself grace for my reasons and not treat every reason as an excuse in a really harsh, judgmental way, and embracing loving accountability. I also was really guided and given the energy in the last few days to put, even if it was just 20 minutes in front of the computer, writing out my goals, writing out my intentions, writing out my desires, writing out what I want, writing out what I need help with, what I want guidance on, what I'm ignorant about, non-judgmentally. I just don't freaking know everything, you know what I'm saying? And so, in business, where you always got to be learning business, okay? And so I have a lot more to learn with business, and I am proud to admit that because I'm ready to glow up, and that ain't gonna happen if I'm not growing and learning what it takes to be living my best life. So loving it. It's go for it and use the time that you got. Use the time that you got. And what's going to be happening is as you're doing this and you're getting more and more into a rhythm, into a groove, into the vibration of what you're putting down on paper, what you're journaling, what you're writing, what you're scribing, okay? You're going to feel, as you connect with your desires, you're literally going to feel them, and it's going to naturally build your own, self-made, self-generated, spiritually supported motivation and inspiration. It's while you're working on the project, you're going to want to work on it more. You're going to want to continue working on it. You're going to want to come back to it if you still have to take the pause in that moment. You're not going to want to drop it. And even if you take breaks, even if it's a couple days, you're still going to come back at it, and you're going to come back at it with this energy of real desire and showing up. And to be honest with you, that really is a more aligned and high vibrational energy than if you chose to domineer and rule your life with an arbitrary schedule where you are saying you have to do an hour every day, no matter what. And I understand this may trigger some people. This may trigger some folks who are all about the no nonsense, no excuses, zero tolerance approach to personal development and leadership development. And I feel with this collective, if you're really resonating with me, that's probably not your tea. If anything, you're probably the person who's been there, done that several times, both with successes as well as, falling off the wheel at times, as many of us do. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We are honoring our capacities. We are honoring our itineraries. We are honoring our communities and our loved ones, and that sometimes things pop up. And remember, Sagittarius energy really brought in the embracing of spontaneity. It always does give a refresher on that every year. So we are embracing these things, and we understand embracing adaptability and flexibility. Okay, we understand that it's not only discipline, it's about devotion. And devotion to the self and of the goals in ways that are loving and honoring, not just about duty and rigid commitment. There's a dance there. This is a fusion and a dance and a harmony between feminine and masculine principles and precepts and styles and actions and approaches. This is my kind of collective. This is my kind of alchemist. This is who I'm reading with and for in this now. Okay? So, with all of that being said, yes, level it up with the discipline and being more consistent and giving yourself these intentional set aside times to be living your best life and co-creating your best life and envisioning it and working on it consistently, putting in the loving labor and work. At the same token, if you are in a week or a few days where you are depleted, you're running on empty, you're stretched very thin, fill up your cup, recharge and nourish yourself. If you know that that kind of day is not going to be your everyday for the next week or 2 weeks or a month, like if you know that kind of day I was just describing isn't your everyday, then give yourself grace. Even if that day is a period of days, it's not going to be every day. Give yourself grace. You are a dynamic being, an individual right now, and there's so much energy coming up and going on. And with this Aquarius energy that is both going to give a real boost and uplift for friendship and connections, and thus experiencing joy and positive social interactions, let alone networking and opportunities. That means like, you're in a season. This is a season now where we are really, it's the time where it's like put up or shut up. And I'm not trying to be harsh, but put up or shut up of like, are you really going to practice balancing out your time and your commitments and your consistency with yourself and with your wellness and your rest and your play and your joy, period, let alone with your co-creation, for your productivity, for your progress, and for your advancement, period, let alone for your general health goals, period, and your social health goals, period, let alone a whole bunch of other goals, period. Like, there's a lot of this, like, really owning it. So continue to give yourself grace. Like, continue to give yourself compassion. I'm feeling like, you know what I'm getting with this Aquarius vibe? Because now I'm feeling more of this, like, and I don't know why I'm being reminded of the Joker now, and why when the Joker says, why so serious? Why so serious? I feel as though this Aquarian energy is bringing in a lot of levity and lightness, and it's like teaming up with Capricorn and talking with Capricorn and be like, thank you, Grandpa, like, excellent work, great job, but like, Grandpa, we need to have some fun. Like, remember, we can still, like, you did all this and you make all these sacrifices and you make all these plans and you build this amazing legacy so that we can have an amazingly healthy as well as joyful and loving life. Like, that's why you do this, Grandpa. That's why you give these sacrifices. However, Grandpa, we don't want you just doing this for us, sacrificing. We want you to enjoy it with us. So like, come play, get into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, close the laptop, put down the notebook at times, like come outside, kiki, these sorts of things. So this season, I really encourage you to embrace putting yourself out there in joyful and very authentic ways while honoring your boundaries. Because Aquarians also do what they want to do when they want to do it. And they know when they want to take their time and their space too, okay? Like, if it's not vibing, if it's not resonating, if it's not connecting, if it's giving them the ick, if it's giving them too much pause, hesitation, and obstructing the flow, they're not going to do it. They're not about it. They're not people pleasing, okay? So just because you're going to be around people this season doesn't mean I said you're going to be people pleasing. No, ma'am. And sometimes it's going to be like Monica, and this song has been coming up again recently. Okay, and maybe period. If you get it, you get it. But you remember Monica? Just one of them days when I want to be all alone. Just one of them days I just want to be all alone. And you think I treat you wrong. Don't take it personal, baby. Baby, 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 don't take it personal. Yes. Okay, that's going to be an anthem for this season. Yes. Just one of them days. Is that the title, Just One of Them Days, or Don't Take It Personal? Comment down below. But it's Monica, and you already know. You already know. R&B is also going to be really big this month for folks. I've been getting signs and synchronicities, and the fact that I just did that 112 riff also coming through. So, more synchronicities. Okay, we're going to get some cards on the table, but basically, enjoy authentic social times. Go really only if you want to, and or if your intuition is really driving you, okay? Like, follow that intuition, because the opportunities are out and about this season. I'm really getting it. I'm really getting it. Getting it. Got it. Claim it. Claimed it. Cute. Take time. The micro goal. Like, allow there to be quote unquote micro actions versus macro actions. And I really want to like yoke you up for a minute lovingly, like in the sense of, while I may use the words micro actions and macro actions, and you can define that based upon how whatever volume and metric you want to use. Micro and macro actions, don't discount macro level impacts from the micro level actions. Okay? Like they're reminding me now of the ants and how ants have like, 50 times their body weight and strength or some kind of thing like that. I don't know. Some kind of animalologist, insectologist, comment down below, bugologist, and comment, what's the statistic with like how ants got it like that. But either way, it's that kind of vibe. And Spirit is saying like, and I'm getting a lot of Abraham Hicks too. So if you have been getting Abraham Hicks, you've been remembering Abraham Hicks, you've been thinking about Esther, you want to like reconnect, vibration, meow, 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 very that. But I'm really getting from when I was really about the Abraham days, like listening consistently years ago, there was like, Abraham would often talk about how what you do in even 10 or 20 minutes of being in high vibration, you could call it flow state, you could call it of alignment. What you achieve in 10 minutes or 20 minutes of alignment is exponentially more valuable than 1 hour of force and push while feeling very out of alignment. It's not to say that there isn't value in that. However, like really get into that. Like when you are in alignment, when you're operating from alignment, like stuff really be exponential, especially energetically. Even if it comes in gradually on the tangible level and tangible results, like it really has exponential benefits. So focus on your alignment and really honoring, doing, and engaging in what feels aligned this season. And be okay with not being a people pleaser. Be okay with not being popular because you just do what people expect or for the crowd. Be ready to be relevant and popular because you're so unique, so Aquariana, so that girl, that you really just do you. And once again, my favorite phrase, and it's been coming up a lot, get with it or get left. Get with it or get left. And a lot of y'all are gonna feel the boldness, the audacity, the gall, the gumption, the cheek, and the nerve to really let people get left. Like if people are not respecting you, if people are not honoring you, if people are not valuing you, if people are not properly compensating you, and you've given fair communication, accountability, responsibility, not assumption. But you gave them fair opportunity and communication. And if they didn't come correct, you're just like, it's just, I'm getting swords, I'm getting choppy on it. However, I'm getting very like calm, cool, collected, like, she's like the wind. Like you're just gonna channel that air sign and you're just gonna, I can't quote her anymore, and I really have to unlearn these lyrics, but it's very difficult for me. If you know, you know. If you can sense it, you can sense it. But essentially, you're going to be like the breeze. You're going to be like the wind. You are just going to be, gotta be. Wow. Like you are just on your own ish. You are on your own movement. Like you will Beyonce disappear. Like you're just gonna disappear. You are gonna ghost. I'm not advocating for ghosting in, immature and messy ways. So that's not what I'm trying to say here. Like I would prefer, mature communication. However, not every situation is going to require a whole whoop-de-doo, da-da-da-da conversation. Some of it is really you are going to be like ghosting, like just de-investing, disinvesting, uninvesting, unsubscribing, unfollowing from people, from situations, from energies, from places. You're going to be reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your time, reclaiming your creativity, reclaiming your ideas, reclaiming your bag and taking it in a new direction. Like you're not settling for less and you're not putting up with toxic dynamics. You're not putting up with further abusive dynamics, whether from friends, from colleague, from collaborator. Now, this doesn't mean you will not lean into compassion and forgiveness and space for reconciliation after rupture. Okay, everything is very context specific and user specific. This is a general collective reading. If you want a personal, blessed be my beloved being, then book one, contact a girl. Otherwise, stay tuned, taking what resonates, leaving what doesn't. We're really channeling straight up today. Okay, card time. Ooh, she was ready. Rosetta, you have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, or parenting children. Okay, now for some of y'all with this card, it may be that straight up message. However, for me, my personal relationship with this card and reference and using with this deck, I very often am called to this card as an invitation to listen to, nurture, nourish, and prioritize your inner child at this time. And I felt like I needed to take a sip of my ginger ale at that moment. I need a little sweetness, a little, So that may be for your inner child. It's time to engage in that sweetness with yourself, the sweetness with your inner child, that Aquarian energy. When they're feeling social and sociable, it's like really enjoying time with your friends, and people who make you laugh, people who make you feel safe, people who allow you in your fullness, which includes your inner child in their most joyous form, to be present and to be engaging with their inner children. Now, for some of you, this is also, I'm getting like, you're either going to be working more with children directly, or you're also going to be doing more work that really empowers and evokes and welcomes the inner children from other people, which is letting me know that the pure way in which you are loving and radiating love and joy and health and wellness and positivity, not fakely, no, none of that. You're authentic AF. You're authentically loving. Like you are authentically compassionate. You have an authentically beautiful soul and an authentically like pleasant and divine presence. And that allows others to feel welcome, to feel safe, to feel wanted, to feel desired. Like even if it's just for a moment or for a second, your loving eye contact, loving smile, your friendliness, your aura. My accent is coming out strong in this reading. So your natural accent may really be coming out. Shout out Long Island, New York may be relevant. Like you are so beautiful and you're so awesome and you're so amazing. And it's just like, this is the season where you really are, you already been knew it. You already been knew it. However, you're in a new season of honesty where you believe it and you embrace it and you embody it with the greatest ease you've ever experienced in your life before. And that's a very bold claim and I stand on it. You are in an era of confidence and ease that comes so naturally and so quickly. You are so in alignment with yourself and your truth and your interpretation of your own time, energy, and capacity. And you're also at a point of having gone through so much pain, so much heartache, so much heartbreak, so much disappointment, so many broken promises, so much betrayal. I mean, the list could go on and on about various forms of hurt. You've been through so much and have transmuted so much that at this point, we're not calling in more hurt. You are also hurtful things don't take you as out and as down and or as far as they used to. It's like where stuff could take you out for days, a day, a whole bunch of hours. You're at a place right now where it's like, yes, you can feel things. You can feel them differently. They can get you off kilter. They can get you askew for like a good hot minute, a good long moment. Sometimes long moments, no judgment. However, it's like your recalibration time, your bounce back time, mama, like your self-coaching, your self-alignment is just next layer level, 30-30 on the timer, mama. This may resonate especially for people in their 30s, not exclusively. Yet this may be indicative, and for people who are like beyond the 30s, this may be indicative of some of these self-realizations and commitments you really like stepped into in your 30s and really embraced, and kind of like you're being reminded about that. For those in their 30s, take the channel as it just had. And then for those coming upon it, stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready, and or you're probably already embracing and embodying this energy right now. Because I may talk about age and maturity, but it's correlation, baby. Okay, it ain't causation. Because we know there's tons of children's and I don't know, like grown children's out there, right? Not everybody is mature, even if they old as dust. They still may be acting like a little terrible toddler, okay? No tea, no shade. Facts are facts. Don't entertain that company, bless their hearts. Okay, let's continue. This is a very, I'm living, ooh, meow. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yo, okay, this might be a collective where you are very like, you've got a baseline. You're mad creative, period. Now, this may extra resonate if you happen to be a musician, very musically inclined, a singer, a vocalist, okay? Very much giving musicality, musicology. Shout out to Prince, okay? Now, I said the kitty cat meow a moment ago because we had Chantal come out on the table. And, she's giving new romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love, okay? And I will expand upon that in a minute. And then we also had popping out is Isaiah. It is a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. Okay? So we got another, like, this was like children, but here's like childbirth, baby energy with some romance and passion, union, connection, partnership, meow, in between. Lots of messages coming through, general collective. So take a sip. Are you locked in? Because this is where I need you to dial back in if you're not, and be ready to take that personal accountability and choose your own adventure, because I'm going to come at you lovingly. So for some, fertility is very high right now. And if you are wanting to add to your family, welcome an addition, and you are able to carry life and or plant some life to help create some life, this could be a very fortuitous time for you. Meow. And it can be done very enjoyably as well. Meow, meow. We'll leave that there. Now, for others, and I do feel like this is the general collective, especially like for a lot more people applicably, I feel as though, and this has been coming up in some of my personal clients' readings as well, energetically, in addition to being very fertile and attractive that way, you are energetically, you're also likely very pregnant. And are very, like, for some of y'all, you're already very pregnant. For some of y'all, you're about to recognize that you're very pregnant with a key project, a key passion, a key idea. Like you are going to birth something. You are going to be and wasn't I channeling earlier, bringing something into form? Comment down below, confirm for me, please. please. We are getting like, it's like, Empress. I'm getting Empress energy. Empress energy, Empress vibe down. Divine feminine through the Empress archetype. Hard body, yet in her softness. You're so full of creative energy right now. You're so full of creative potential. And for a lot of y'all, I feel this is a mix where you already have things that you're aware of, gestating, cooking, like being created, co-created in and around and within you already at this point in time. And that was so funny. Yo, whoever spirit guide's like, this is really funny. They're like, so very that. In addition to, there's going to be like some new seeds planted. There's going to be some new projects that are also going to go in the oven to be cooking. Okay. However, it's not for you to feel overwhelmed. It's not for you to feel like you have to do it all at the same time or all in the same moment. Like, absolutely not. What I'm getting, though, is this affirmation and confirmation of truly being this abundant Empress, and you, obviously different seasons and cycles for what you're creating or when you're resting versus not and stuff of that nature. Yet you are always a creative and co-creative force and being. And spirit is like not only affirming and celebrating that, it's letting me know that there are things already ready to be released from you right now at the time this message finds you, or very soon come. Okay? So circling back to what I was channeling earlier, this is why I'm like, even if it's micro level actions, it's going to have macro impact. Okay, now they're bringing me back into labor. They're bringing me back into labor. Ma'am. So, with that metaphor now put on the table, we're going back into labor, and I'm not an expert, so please comment down below for those of you who are. You know, there's like, from what I've seen, when it comes to labor and birthing a child, it goes for usually many hours, and it involves a mix of resting, strategic breathing, and times when folks who can rather push, you know, like engage in an intentional action to release life into the world. And then there's also the moments though where it's like, it may not be all at once. There's times, like I said, to push, to get a little bit further out of the birthing canal. And then, you know, when we take a step, a breather or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So this is what is happening with these projects and these creations that are coming to and through you. And this is why I'm saying, don't sleep on the micro actions. Don't sleep on the 20 minutes, okay? These are all getting the project further down the birth canal so that you birth and bring into form what is coming out of you. Okay, Empress? Meow. I love this spirit. Now with Chantal in the middle, I don't feel as though this is coming in to dominate the reading, okay? And I'm not trying to avoid nothing either, so don't y'all get as an attitude. So what, I got an attitude? Chantal is confirming. Now for those of y'all already in union and partnership that is healthy and holds space for reignition, I have to be specific because I don't want somebody commenting down below and be like, I'm in a relationship and it's as good as that and I honor you, I bless you, I pray for you, and I want you to have either the rebirth and or the liberation you deserve and you need, period. I'm talking about for the people though where you can hold space for some passion popping off and kicking back off. It's like, yes, we're gonna get some more ooh, ah sensations going on. We're going to get more and more like good, intimate moments, connections, communications, meeting of the minds, sharing of truth, sharing of ideas, discussing things and recalibrating and reallocating support and who's doing what and how can we best support each other in this now, in this season, in this moment, with these projects, with these endeavors, with this birth, okay? Yeah, there's that. Now, for those of y'all who are single, basically, I'm going to say single and not thinking of nobody specific, okay? With this one. Be open to giving and receiving love. New romance is imminent, okay? So that means I need you to not be pessimistic Penny. No pessimistic Penny. Shortchanging yourself, being negative, being like, no, like I don't want to, like if you want love, if you want the romance, don't let me catch you sitting here saying, oh, nobody's gonna pick me, nobody likes me, cut it out. Cut it out. I need you to stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. I need you to have that date night outfit already ready in a part of your closet. I want you to already have that first date outfit picked out. I want you to have that second and third date, maybe if not picked out, in your mind's eye, in your imagination. Not overthinking or forcing it, but I want you to enjoy that imagination. I want you to enjoy that time with that lover, with that romance. Okay? Okay? Right. We need to magnetize this. We're not doing anything that's gonna repel and repulse. Okay, so we're gonna channel Queen of Wands. We're gonna like turn up and on the magnet. We're gonna feel our oats. We're gonna get our zhuzh, and we're gonna be that girl. Wasn't I saying earlier that girl? Any gender, okay? Obviously, I'm feeling my oats. Feel yours. All right, let's get some tarot. Let's bring this down to earth, spirit. What's the tea? Oh, bless you. Kitty cat meows, kitty cat sneeze. Blessings coming in. All right, spirit, let's get some tarot building off this channel. Bring this down to earth. Oh, meow. Okay, she really wanted to be present because this 10 of Wands was showing herself like, wow, this, what do you call it? Cleansing shuffles earlier, cutting the deck, blah, 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 blah. She's present. Okay. 7 of Swords, kitty cat. It's really... Ooh, let it go, let it go. I'm hearing Keisha Cole, let it go. If he ain't gonna love you the way you should, then let it go. If he ain't gonna treat you the way you should, then let it go. Yes, yes. See? Ooh, okay, ooh. Slow down. Ooh, so many things. Okay, for some of y'all, this channel, especially with the Keisha Cole, Let It Go, Chantal is also talking. Chantal is talking and saying the newcomer can, Spirit's got a newcomer. Okay, thank you, Spirit. For some of y'all, you need to you gotta be dropping the dead weight. You gotta be giving some people the chop. Now, this is going to be the general collective reading. I'm going to zoom out, but let me stay with Chantal for a minute for the romantic one who needs to hear this. And I got to be real with you. Stop running with the hoes that don't resonate with you anymore. And stop settling for less with your pleasure. Stop settling for less with your energy. I need you to be more choosy. I need you to be more selective. I need you to drop people off of your roster and or X out your roster completely. You will know what is resonant for you, okay? I'm not one of these channels that's going to judge mono versus poly setups, okay? I try to read as inclusively and lovingly as possible while acknowledging I have ignorances and I always gotta learn more. With that being said, I am getting though, it's time to edit and clean up. Who are you, and who are you even allowing yourself to entertain intimately? For a lot of y'all, you have already been doing this and you've likely noticed in even in like last season, that you were kind of like feeling like less interested in people. It's kind of like in certain moments you realize like in one breath, the idea of it felt fun, the idea of it felt cool. But then when it came time to like be about it, put up or shut up, make the plan, show up or show out, it was just always like it wasn't landing. It wasn't happening. It wasn't flowing with ease. Like you just were not, I see this. This is what we were feeling. And it was like you were wrestling with yourself because a part of you definitely had a lot of gratitude for previous experiences, previous people, and may even be flattered and grateful for certain invitations, right? And certain desires being shared with you. Certain. And yet with all that gratitude, with all that appreciation, you're not ignoring that you've evolved, that you've changed, and that what you want and what you require may not be accessible from these previous connections and situations and relations. And you're not a bad person for having your needs and tastes and life change. This is why Spirit was reminding us about the themes of compassion and communication. It's like, try to embrace the courage it takes not to ghost somebody, and as lovingly as possible, when and where applicable, let them know that you have moved on, or you're focusing on other priorities, or you're focusing on yourself, or doing something different in this moment of time, and no longer feel the compatibility while still being really grateful for all that was exchanged up until this point. Ultimately, you're not responsible for other people's feelings, and you don't owe them your energy, your body, your time. Yet, I do believe that sharing a compassionate and mature communication with somebody that you have shared energy and time and space and maybe even intimacy with at least on a somewhat consistent, and if not consistent, it's happened multiple times, multiple bases, then let them go with grace, compassion, and gratitude, versus being another one of the ghosts that kind of just like put more hurt out there and then just kind of like contribute to the whole bouncing off the walls, hurting each other because nobody is strong enough to just say the truth with compassion and realize there's a way you can hurt that feels better versus engaging in less mature hurts that often hurt worse. If that makes sense. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So that was that channel. Now, building off of that concept for the whole general collective in this reading of what's coming through, the 10 of Wands followed by the 7 of Swords. Once again, dropping dead weight, letting go of what no longer serves you. And for some of y'all, this is really about, once again, auditing, like, what are you working on? Where are you directing your energy and focus, and how can you consolidate? How can you delegate? What is there to be released? What is to be let go of? What is to be added in that would be helpful and in alignment with this season and cycle right now? As well as maybe like asking for help, asking for support, and not carrying it all by yourself. With the 7 of Swords, also like amplifying that message for me about pruning things down, cutting things down, letting things go. Having communications on a need to know basis, and this is where the discernment and you locking in and choosing your own adventure really matters, of like how much to communicate and what to communicate. Because for sometimes the 7 of Swords is this energy of getting out on the sneak tip, maybe fleeing in the night, like not announcing your moves, taking what is yours, taking your tools, taking your words, taking your ideas, what you can carry, what is for you, and leaving behind what does not serve, so that you could be moving forward, onward and upward, that liberation, that freedom energy. So with the fact that we have a whole card about burdens and then this one about like essentially liberating yourself and not carrying too much and doing too much. Even just guided to take a nice deep breath. Yeah, it's like Okay, thank you. I'm getting more of that Aquarius energy. This is a season where you're going to be a lot more judicious with your time is the word that's coming through for me. A lot more judicious with your time, a lot more intentional and willing to not people please, able to accept people not understanding, not getting it, and also being more and more comfortable to leave people where they are and do what you got to do for your own calling and your own path, your own journey. Now you'll know if you need to communicate that and with whom and when versus not. What I am getting though is definitely this vibe of going your own way and dropping what isn't yours to carry or hold anymore, or what's too much, what's not serving you. And to really honor the ideas and the creations that are seeking to be expressed and released out of you. So for some of y'all, this really is reclaiming your energy and reclaiming your time and a lot of your labor so that you can birth what it is that is seeking to come to and through you, and what God and the universe, source, goddess, whatever resonates is asking of you. All right, let's get one more tarot. Please and thank you, Spirit. And it's really interesting. Okay, here we go. 6 of Cups. This has been coming up a lot for the collective. And then we have the bottom of the deck is 7 of Cups. So 6 of Cups, bottom of the deck is 7 of Cups, and around the corner is the Devil card. Okay, so bottom of the deck with the 7 of Cups. Baseline, and it's always this case, however, we could always use a reminder, is truly embrace. Like you've got, stay sharp with your intuition and your instincts and like listening to them, paying attention to them, honoring them, including them in your decision-making process. Because, and you know what, it's interesting because I'm starting to feel like a wave of tiredness wanting to kind of come in out of nowhere and like really hit, and I feel it's more of an interruption rather than just like, just me. And it's because of this 6 of Cups and this Devil energy, and then the 7 of Cups energy that you're in. You are doing, and remember, I was talking about the work it takes to liberate yourself from stuff. You are moving forward. You are moving onward and upward. And what I feel like with this collective, and this is where discernment is really going to matter next level. You are going to be receiving multiple opportunities. You already might have some on the table, even if you don't fully realize the depth of these opportunities right now. Like, and by these opportunities, I mean, these are some of the projects that you could be doing, that journaling, that planning, that writing about. I've been talking about all reading. Okay, the stuff that is seeking to already get out of you that you know can be let out. All right, bet. Now, with that being said, there's that as a part of the choices for your focus and energy. Yet what's also coming through is with the 6 of Cups, and here we see someone extending a shiny cup and offer to the child on the card. And then the next card would be the Devil card. The storyline I'm getting with this, babe, owning it. The storyline I'm getting with this one, babe, is there's going to be a very like sweet, lucrative offer made towards you that's going to be really appealing even to like possibly even your inner child. Like get into the way I'm interpreting these cards. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get her expression. So look at her expression, like a soft smile, offering this bright glittery cup of ice cream, cotton candy, yum yums, like ooh, sugary sweets to this child. But look at that child's eyes and that expression. That child isn't automatically smiling or beaming just yet. That child didn't even reach up yet and take that cup. That child isn't only just looking at that cup. That child is looking up beyond and through that adult. Even the way I'm narrating and talking right now, Spirit is like using my voice to emphasize these points. Like there is like